What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor Show. Go ahead and check out their links in the description to this video and find out more about the good work that they do. Today, we have all risks possible for the southeast. Of the setup we've had so far, I think this looks like the best for potentially large hail, so we're going to talk about that. And then into tomorrow, Storm System Carter is finally pushing off the coast, so we will have one more risk for you guys, all risks once again along the east coast. But then after that, we're going to have a brief break, and then potential Storm System Derek is going to move in towards the beginning of next week, and it could be just another active pattern ahead, so we're going to talk about that. But before all of our weather, getting into our upcoming events, and the only one of those is going to be the Beacon Grand Opening. So this is April 14th, so next week in Aurora, Colorado at 14200 East Moncrief Place. So you guys can go ahead and come see their new Beacon location, get a chance to win a new UTV, and come say hello to the Hail Trace gang. So come on out to Aurora and see us at the Beacon Grand Opening. Then into yesterday. So busy day for you guys across the southeast. I'm sure that's no secret at this point. We had our first round of severe weather that tracked through Alabama all the way into South Carolina, even a little bit into North Carolina. And then we had a second system that tracked through Missouri and Arkansas with some severe hail through the northern part of Arkansas and the northern part of Missouri, as well as some gusty winds. But most notably was going to be down through the southeast, specifically Georgia and the southern part of South Carolina had a few really intense tornadoes last night into yesterday evening. So near the Macon area, got a tornado moving through there, as well as just north of Savannah. Pembroke specifically got hit with a very powerful tornado, as well as some large hail that moved through that area, and then another one through the southern part of South Carolina. So a very busy day in terms of wind, as well as a few significant tornadoes into yesterday and a scattering of hail. Today we could continue to see all risks, but it's going to have an emphasis again on significant winds, although we could get some large hail in there as well. So you can see the spin from that storm system up in the north central part of the U.S. there, but our cold front is sweeping across the southeast still, so down in that area, got a little bit of cloud cover, which should reduce a little bit of the instability, but there's still going to be plenty with that daytime heating that's going to be occurring through Georgia, Alabama, and South Carolina once again. And as this cold front continues to track eastward through the area, we're going to get this band of storms that blows up, as well as some isolated storms, and you can see those already starting to develop through Georgia and Alabama. And with those, we could get some rotation. We could get some straight line winds, as well as possible hail. So for the rest of us, it's going to be another cool, dry day. So 67 degrees in Dallas, 59 in Kansas City. A little bit cooler once you get into the Rockies, only 43 in Denver. But then out ahead of that cold front, we're still sitting at 88 in Miami, 69 degrees in Atlanta, Georgia. So still a lot of heat, a lot of humidity out ahead of that line of storms. 69-degree dew points in Birmingham, 73 degrees in Tallahassee, but then once again it's going to be cool and dry across the south central plains, only 31-degree dew points in Dallas. So plenty of humidity ahead of that cold front for this afternoon, and that's contributing a lot into our instability through the region. This is the highest I've seen it so far this year for CAPE values, getting up into those moderate and then even the high values through the southeast today, and this is particularly what we're looking at in terms of reasoning for large hail into this afternoon and evening. So we got a lot of cooling in the atmosphere, got those nice cold temperatures aloft that can sustain that hail growth, and then our instability contributes a lot to the updrafts that could help drive that hail up into that hail growth zone. So we got high CAPE values through the southeast by 2 p.m. today. Those isolated storms are forming right through this area, so they'll feed off of that high instability to help form those hail values. Then our storms are going to kind of contribute to diminishing of that CAPE throughout this evening, and then by 7 p.m. that line is going to start to drive through Mississippi, Alabama, and into Georgia. Not a whole lot of instability out at the northern end of that, but the southern tail could still get a couple of hailstorms with severe hail into later this evening. And then as that line continues off to the east, it's going to continue to, diminish that CAPE as it goes. So the other thing, again, so we're looking at hail, we're looking at straight line winds. Tornadoes are also a threat for today, as they have been for the past few days. So we're going to talk a bit about that here with our tornado parameter. This just kind of combines all of the things we look at for tornadoes to say, you know, how likely it is that the atmosphere is ripe for tornadoes in that area. So through the southeast by 2 p.m., again, we're getting those singular storms that are developing through this area. Not a ton of high values through there, fortunately, for tornadoes yet by 2 p.m. Then here we are at 5 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Central. Start to get a little bit through the south central part of Alabama, but then really what we're going to look at is by 7 o'clock p.m., 8 o'clock Eastern. We're in Oklahoma time, so y'all out east, just know this is 8 o'clock Eastern time, an hour ahead. As that line continues to drive through Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi, we are going to start to see an uptick in those tornado possibilities through the area as that continues to track eastward, and then eventually off the coast by tomorrow. So there is a chance that we could see some tornadic activity with that line of storms that passes through, as well as some scattered possibilities with these isolated storms through the southeast. So here we are by 1:30, looking at the, again, scattered storm development through the southeast there, riding off of all of that instability. So any of the stronger cells could form some larger hail into this afternoon and early evening. That's really going to start to blow up by 5 p.m. Eastern, starting to see a cluster of storms moving just south of Atlanta, but then we're also seeing that line start to develop through Kentucky, through Tennessee, and then through the southeast. So as that goes, we're going to see that continue to develop, moving through the Knoxville area by 8 p.m. Eastern, and then again a cluster of storms getting ready to track through central Georgia and into South Carolina, and then that band developing out behind it. So just super active, lots of stuff going on through the southeast into later this evening. And then we're really watching this as it moves into the Savannah and Wilmington, I think, or Charleston, South Carolina area. As this band moves into the northern Savannah suburbs, it's starting to get that bow shape, and again, that just means that that wind is pushing it along. So we could see some gusty straight line winds as well as potential spin-ups on this cluster as it tracks into South Carolina. And then again, we have that band that's just following right behind it with some potential rotation possible. And then that's going to move off the coast by midnight, but we'll still have these scattered storms moving through Georgia and out of southeast by tomorrow morning, and we should still see some scattered storm development just along the east coast for tomorrow, and we'll take a look at that. But because of all that instability, expecting to see hail possibly up to tennis ball size, that's going to be very scattered, and it's going to stick with those singular and powerful storms that we'll see developing in the beginning here, but it's not out of the question that we could see some red swaths today, some hail up to 2.5 inches in size. Most of us are going to be limited to quarters to half dollars through the region, and then possibly ping pong to golf ball for the central part of that swath. So if you guys are in southwestern or southeastern Kentucky, all the way down into the east coast of the Florida Peninsula, there's a chance for hail for you guys today. And then once we get into that zone of the highest instability, that's where we could see ping pong to golf ball sized stones possible, with very scattered hail up to the size of tennis balls. So again, Miami, low end chance for you. All of that is going to be sea breeze interactions that are causing your hail. And then once we get up into the northern part of Florida, as well as the south central part of the southeast, that's where things are really going to start to ramp up. So a moderate chance for any of these cities all the way from Birmingham into Jacksonville to see hail this afternoon and evening. And again, with some of those stronger storms, could get up to ping pong ball, golf balls in size, maybe even a tennis ball or two. Mobile and Jackson, things are going to be skipping over you guys, it looks like. So, you know, you could get a storm or two, but it's a lower end chance for you guys to see hail into today. Same with Columbia and Nashville, as well as just south of Lexington, Kentucky. Could see quarters to half dollars, and it's going to be a lower end chance of seeing hail at all into this evening. Then for wind, it's going to be a similar risk area for you guys, all the way from Kentucky into Florida. We're extending that a little bit eastward into West Virginia and Virginia, as well as both of the Carolinas now. So if you guys, again, are in Miami, Melbourne here, Jacksonville, low end chance of seeing gusty winds for you guys. But where the bulk of those storms are going to be happening, where we get that bow structure driving through Georgia and into South Carolina, and then that line passing through. A ton of activity is going to be happening through here into this afternoon and evening, so a moderate chance for any of you guys from Atlanta to Tallahassee to Montgomery to see some severe wind gusts as well as a potential tornado. Higher end chance for the Savannah, Georgia area, again, just because of the quantity of storms that are going to be passing over you guys. Going to be more scattered once again for Jackson and Mobile. Same story for Nashville, Lexington, Charleston, and Wilmington. Lower quantity of storms passing over you guys, so lower in chance of seeing damaging winds. But the bottom line is today is another day where we could see some powerful straight line winds as well as tornadoes, and now there's that large hail threat mixed in as well. So if you're in the southeast, just again, stay very tuned to your local weather because it's probably going to be a very active day for you guys from Georgia all the way into South Carolina once again. And I'm sure you guys are probably done with it by now and ready for that to move off the coast and ready to have some sunny, clear days. Those are soon on the horizon here. So this is the future radar for tomorrow. Getting those bands of storms starting to linger through the east coast by noon, moving through Jacksonville area. And then by 2 p.m., again, it's starting to make its way off of the coast of North Carolina. Still some scattered storms moving through Raleigh and Virginia Beach area, as well as around Melbourne. And those are just going to slowly continue to creep eastward. There we are by 8 o'clock. Things have started to move off the coast, and you should be in the clear for tomorrow night through the east coast as well as through the southeast to just enjoy your night, enjoy the quiet weather, and wait for a little bit of enjoy a little bit of a break before we get that next severe system moving through into the beginning of next week. And we're going to take a look at the locations for that. Quarters to half dollars possible anywhere where we see those scattered storms developing through Florida as well as the east coast. If you guys are in Virginia Beach, Wilmington, Jacksonville, Miami, low end chance. It's going to be very scattered for tomorrow. However, there's a chance nonetheless that we could see severe hail in the quarter to half dollar size range. Then if you guys are up in the far eastern part of South Carolina, from Wilmington to Virginia Beach, once again, quarters to half dollars possible for you guys into tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, and then it should be a quieter night for y'all. Then into wind, it's going to be a similar outlook area, just extending it a little bit to where those Cape values don't necessarily fall, but we still are looking at getting those gusty storms. So all the way from the far, far southeastward part of Pennsylvania into the southeast coast of the Florida Panhandle could see some gusty winds for tomorrow. So Miami, Tampa, Melbourne, Jacksonville, low end chance for any of you guys to see some storms for tomorrow. With those, could see some gusty winds as well as potential tornadoes, likelier just to be some collapsing storm winds as well as some possible hail for you guys. Then up into the east coast, that's where our tornado chances pick up a little bit more with bands of storms that are moving through, and we get a little bit more rotation in the upper atmosphere. So we could see a couple of more isolated tornadoes through that area. But Washington, D.C., Raleigh, Wilmington, any of you guys have a chance of seeing some gusty winds, but then once things develop towards the early afternoon hours, that's when Wilmington and Virginia Beach could see more of a chance to see some gusty winds as well as possible rotating storms for tomorrow afternoon. And then again, it should move off the coast by tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. So this is kind of the setup we've been looking at for the past few days, is Storm System Carter that's just been wreaking havoc in the southeast and is finally going to start to make its way off of the coast. So there it is by 12 p.m. Thursday. So around noon when those storms are starting to pick up, it's got that cold front that's sweeping through the southeast. Then it's going to start to make its way off the coast by Thursday, and we should have a brief break. Now this break is really key. I know we like the severe weather on these shows, but we got to know that when you get that buildup of instability and when you get that buildup of heat in between those severe weather systems, that's when we get more intensity to the severe systems. So that's what we're getting here by Saturday at noon. We've got that ridge pattern, and that's going to let all of that heat, all of that humidity, and all of that instability build up before potential storm system Derek sweeps down into the Rockies and then through the Central Plains. So it's kind of got the same situation as we see with Carter, where we have this big trough that's moving through, and then we're going to have a shorter wave trough that's going to swing around that larger trough. And this is what's really going to be problematic into the beginning of next week. So as we see that start to dig down, here we are by Tuesday at 12 p.m. Monday, we have a first system associated with that large trough, and that's going to be some severe weather possible for Oklahoma and Texas. And then Tuesday, things are really going to ramp up as we get this that's starting to dig down into this area of instability. Could produce more severe hail, wind, possible tornadoes as well. There we are by Wednesday evening. And then finally, that's going to swing across the U.S., bringing storms to the plains, then through the southeast once again. So we're watching an active pattern into next week. For now, just talking about Monday and Tuesday, we've got chances all the way from Wichita, Kansas, down into Dallas, Texas, Oklahoma City, Tulsa. You guys are also included in that, Fort Smith. Could see all risks possible right now. We're going to have more for you guys. We won't leave you totally clueless on the weekends. We're going to let you guys know what this is going to look like starting into the beginning of next week. But again, all risks possible for Oklahoma, Texas, and parts of Kansas into next week. Then that's going to shift slightly to the east with that second trough that's getting ready to move through. So remember, that first one is just from that big trough, and then that second one is from that shorter wave that's swinging around the big trough. And that's what we're getting on Tuesday. So once again, Fort Smith, Dallas, now Springfield, Missouri. All of you guys are in the chance to get all risks possible. So, and it's going to continue. After Tuesday, that's not it for our severe weather chances. That was not supposed to be on there. Ignore that. But that is not it for our severe weather chances into next week. It's probably going to continue across the southeast for tomorrow, but again, we really have to watch that pattern for you guys more in the north. We'll have updates for you guys as we get closer to, because things change this far out, but we do want to keep you guys advised that again, it's looking like it's going to be an active week for next week. So stay tuned, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can hit see first on Facebook so you don't miss our live videos. Same with that notification bell on YouTube. And then we have started doing forecast discussions on TikTok in the mornings. So if you guys really want to be in tune with your local weather, knowing what's going on with all of those risks, follow us on TikTok and stay tuned for those live videos. And then if you want to get in contact with us, you can follow us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us if you'd rather at info@hailtrace.com or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.